You may feel like you're ready to give up. You may feel like you're ready to quit. Your 3D reality may look like shit. Okay? It may have you feeling like shit. It may be the total opposite of what you have been affirming for. But allow me to tell you to keep going. Now that you're here, before we get started, I would like to invite you to join the free Discord community that I created and to also grab your free copy of the Manifest My Dream Life ebook. The link for both of those will be in the description below. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into the video. So, happy Monday, you guys. I am definitely excited to make this video today. I didn't record any videos last week, and whether you noticed or not, for me, I really enjoy recording videos and posting them and just sharing my thoughts, sharing my insight, because I really intend that it helps somebody, that it changes something for you, your perspective, something within your mindset, so that you can use what I'm saying, use what resonates, apply it to your life so you can see changes. Like, I really intend for that to be what happens whenever you all watch my videos. And for this video today, I want to, of course, it's Monday motivation, and the motivation that I want to give you is to keep going and to keep going no matter what. If you're in my membership, then I did share some of the information with you all for why I didn't post and why I wasn't active. If you signed up for email coaching, why you didn't hear from me. Last week was a crazy week for me. And not even last week, the week prior to that. So I'm not going to tell you every single thing just because it is personal, and I don't want to just disclose all of that. Like I said, if you're in my membership, then you know more detail maybe than what I will disclose here, but I still just want to explain to you all what my circumstances look like, how I felt, and allow that to be some type of motivation for you all, because yes, you have to keep going no matter what. It doesn't matter what your reality looks like. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter the visualizations that's popping up in your head. Like, none of that stuff matters when you are a conscious creator and you really do realize and know that you're the creator of your reality. So um, at this point, it's almost about to be 2 weeks ago that all of this stuff happened. But a family member of mine ended up in the hospital. And, as the days progressed, it was just different things that were being told to us, different things that were coming about. And when we got to, it was a Friday. When we got to that Friday, other family members are calling to kind of say, hey, you need to come see them. Like, you know how when somebody's in the hospital or when somebody's like at the end of their life and they're just like, you need to come, like everybody needs to come and see them. And that was kind of the impression that I was getting, even though those weren't the words that were being said. That's just the impression that I was getting, that this particular family member, it just wasn't looking good for them. And when I got to the hospital, when I got to the hospital, I was asking questions about their condition, asking questions about what was going on. And basically, what was told back to me was there's nothing else that the doctors can do, and they're just going to go home to be comfortable, basically on hospice. And if you're not familiar with like medical terms and stuff, that usually means like you're at the end of your life. You only have weeks, if not days, left to live. So after me hearing that, I went into an immediate panic mode. Now, I had been already affirming for this particular family member for this entire year so far. And for this to be the reality that I was facing, I was just like, I mean, what the hell? Like, what's going on? I've been affirming. I haven't thought against it. I haven't, changed my affirmations. I've been consistent. I put myself on a routine where I'm starting my morning affirming for this particular family member. I'm doing it in the middle of the day. I'm doing it in the evening time. If I think about them throughout the day, I'm affirming. Like, and it wasn't just me, it was other family members that were praying, because everybody has different beliefs. So I feel like prayer, affirmations, they're all the same thing. Prayer is just you praying to an outside source. For me, affirming is me declaring what it's going to be, me deciding on what the truth is and not asking permission from anybody or any source outside of me. So that's how I view it. So when I got that information, y'all, like, I'm not even gonna like So when I got that information, y'all, I couldn't even hold back my tears. I left out of the room and I just went to like the first floor of the hospital and I was just sitting there on a column. I found a little pillar thing, a little column, and just sat against it and was just crying because I was just like, what is going on? Like, I was getting all these negative visualizations in my head, speaking with another family member, and, just hearing what they're saying, and what they're saying is still implying that this particular family member is like not going to be here for much longer. And me just trying to wrap my head around that, other people coming in and everybody is like giving the same type of energy, giving the same type of vibes, and nobody's really like talking about it. And I just sat down and I messaged one of my friends and I told her, I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to affirm. I don't know what else to say. I already I'm not a big person that's into medical and I don't believe in doctors and stuff. So, but just to hear the doctor said there's nothing else that they can do and now they just have to go home to be comfortable until it's a wrap. Like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what to affirm. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And I felt so hopeless in that helpless. I felt so helpless in that moment. And I know that there's so many of you that can probably relate to what I'm saying right now. Like, you've been in situations where you're affirming and then your reality, your 3D reality shows you something completely different, something you were not prepared for. And it wasn't like, me and one of my friends said, it wasn't on our bingo card. Like, this was not a part of what was supposed to go on. So I had a talk with my first friend, and she just gave me lots of motivation. She just poured into me, and I really needed it. But it was hard for me to read what she was saying because then I would immediately start crying, and then all of these negative visualizations are coming in, and I really did feel sorry for myself. Like, I was feeling extremely hopeless and helpless, and just like there's nothing else I can do, and I know better. You know what I mean? Like, I fully understand the law of assumption, how you are a conscious creator. I understand that to the finest detail of my capability right now, as far as I've evolved in what I know and understand. And I feel like I'm pretty evolved in that knowledge. But at the same time, I just didn't know what to do, right? So that was Friday. When we got to Saturday, when we got to the next day, I'm just watching everything, seeing everything, and I'm like, I gotta figure something out. Like, I can't do this. I can't just sit here and accept this. Like, I can't accept this as my reality. So then I ended up talking to two more of my friends the next day, and for all three of my friends, they helped me tremendously, more than they probably could ever know. But after I talked to my next two friends, one of them was just like, me and you both understand how this goes. We understand manifestation. We know that this isn't it. This isn't real. This isn't the final outcome. Like, we have the say so. Uh, you know, Reality shifting is real. Quantum jumping is real. It's you can use whatever methods, whatever. And I know there's not a method that you have to do. Like, my friend mentioned the water method, or there were some other ones that she had noticed. But in my mind, I know you don't have to do a water method to shift realities. You don't have to do any type of technique to shift realities. You just have to decide. But sometimes deciding can seem so hard when the reality that you're faced with just seems so overbearing, so opposite of what you wanted, and just almost damn near impossible to fix. Like, really. And that's like the reality of it. That's what the reality can seem like sometimes. So I talked to my next friend, and when I talked to her, she was just like, that's not it. Like, yes, the doctor said there's nothing they can do, but you studied all this holistic stuff. You know exactly what to do. Like, you're just going to have to use the stuff that you know and help this family member. You're just going to have to be strong enough to do this and not worry about what's been told to you. So, a collection of not only physical action, but mental action was being thrown at me through my friends. And I had a shift in within talking to all three of them. I had a shift and I realized, you know what? No, I'm not going to accept this. I'm not accepting this as my reality. Like, you can't stop now. You have to keep going, because no matter what stuff looks like, things are always working in your favor if you decide so. Things are always going to work out the way that you want them to if you decide so. So you can either be a victim to your circumstances and you can allow what you see in your 3D reality to dictate what you're going to think, how you're going to feel, what's possible for you, what you can and cannot do. Like, you can be that person and you've been that person your entire life, or you can be the person who does not associate with what you see and you decide to be greater than that, and you decide to step into your power and to do what you know to do, which is to persist in whatever it is that you desire to experience. And that's final. So I basically came home and I recorded an affirmation, and I said, I got to think of what is the affirmation that I would I would be saying if this family member wasn't going through this, if this family member never had to experience this. What would I be saying about them? And I just stated to myself that, of course, they're perfectly healthy because they've always been healthy and well. And it just felt so natural for me. It felt so good for me to say that. It felt good for me to sit and think about and visualize them never having a health issue, them never being in this position ever in their life. And I stuck with that. So I recorded it on the Parrot app. And I said, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to persist and I'm going to allow this affirmation to just repeat. It wasn't, I didn't, and I did change my affirmation from the one that I had been doing, that I had put myself on a routine for doing 3 times a day or whatever throughout the day. I wanted one that was general. I wanted one that just washed away everything and just implied that they are perfectly healthy because they've always been healthy. Like, if they've always been healthy, then this isn't an issue, right? And we're literally sitting in this hospital, doctors telling you and telling us what this family member isn't going to be able to do, what's not possible anymore, because of all the circumstances. And no matter what, just a collective of talking to all of the other family members, like, keep praying, keep doing what you've been doing, keep thinking in the way that you've been like, just keep going, so as long as we're motivating each other, telling each other that, just keep going. So for myself, I recorded those affirmations. I brought my headphones with me. I brought my earphones with me, and I'm just keeping my earphones in and I'm letting it play. And I'm talking about, I'm letting it play while my 3D reality looks completely opposite. I have family members sitting in front of me talking about, just negativity, just things that you don't want to talk about, things that you have to prepare for when somebody is about to leave, this world, this realm, whatever. And just it was such a dark cloud. It was so heavy. And I would just let the affirmations play in my ear. I would plug the other ear so it looks like I'm listening to you, but I'm not. I'm just in my mind affirming. Then, along with me listening to my affirmations, I decided to visualize a scene of my family member dancing because they're perfectly healthy and we're dancing together. Like, I just see them dancing and happy, like they're well, they're happy, they're good, they're free from any health issues. Like, and I see this and I'm dancing with them in my mind. So anytime I was affirming and negative visualizations started popping up, I would just override those negative visualizations with this one that I chose of them being happy, healthy, well. And I just did that all day long. That is why I did not get to post any videos. I did not respond to any emails. I didn't get to respond to any Discord messages. I didn't do anything. I put my phone on do not disturb. I didn't talk to anybody because I knew that I had to focus. And that's something that I can lack in personally, is I know that I am not consistent all the time with certain things. And yes, you hear All you have to do is decide, and it manifests. And yes, there are things that I simply just decide on and they manifest, but then there are things that can be so triggering, you have emotional attachments to, you have labeled as impossible or difficult or whatever. Those are the things that you need to be consistent with. And I realized for myself, I know that I am not always consistent, which is why I created the consistency workshop, so that everybody who feels the same way that I feel, you can have something to hold you accountable for 30 days, for 4 weeks of showing up for yourself. You know what I mean? Like each day is something different, that is a small activity where you show up for yourself, thinking as the version who has exactly what they want. And I know how to be consistent when the times get tough, or when you are under a lot of pressure and you like your back is against the wall, like you have no choice but to be consistent. But when there's room and there's space where you don't have to affirm, or you can just put it off or whatever, that's where, some of us may get too laxed, or not be consistent, and then that's where you allow wavering to come back in. So just a little tidbit, I did create a consistency workshop. If you check down in the description below, it is available for purchase for any day. You can sign up any day, and it will unlock new content for you each day. So you can't skip ahead. You can only do one day at a time, but it is definitely, definitely, definitely so worth it. So look in the comments below and you'll see the link for the consistency workshop. But like I was saying, I knew that I had to be consistent if I wanted to change my circumstances. No matter what this reality looked like, I had to persist. So I was just affirming and visualizing, and I was listening to my affirmations overnight. I was affirming and visualizing on my way to sleep, and I did that for one day. And when we woke up the next day, this family member was doing things that the doctor said they wouldn't do. Another family member said that they were praying at the same time that the family member, did the stuff that the doctor said they wouldn't do. So it's like we were all in unison. We were all in unison. And since then, the family member has only done stuff that the doctor said that they wouldn't do. And I saw so much hope in them. Like I saw them change, their whole demeanor, everything changed. And even I felt a shift because I saw them brighten up, and it's like I instantly brightened up. And I went from crying every single day, feeling sorry for myself, feeling bad, like just so emotional, to feeling extremely hopeful and ready. Like I was so ready to take on this particular situation. So from there, the family member has only gotten better, in my opinion. Um, we are just realistically, I'm not a realistic person, but just to state what the 3D does look like, yes, there are still things that are shifting, that are working themselves out. But where I'm at now is, this is resolved. This is fixed. This family member doesn't have to deal with what they thought they were going to have to deal with. This family member is going to have so many years of life. Like my reality went from looking one way to another. And I even told this family member, I said, I was afraid that you weren't going to even get out of the hospital. I was afraid that you weren't going to make it. And they responded and was like, really? Because I didn't think that. And that's not what I experienced. That's not what I saw, but I absolutely love the fact that they said that to me. And it's definitely been an emotional roller coaster, but I can say that I just feel so much better. Like I was even sitting down thinking about, how am I going to keep recording videos? How am I going to keep, showing up for my members? How am I going to even do things when my reality looks like this, and I can't change it? And I stopped myself, I stopped myself, because why would you even talk to yourself in that way? Why would you even think those thoughts when you know that you are the creator of your reality? You create your entire experience. So it took me to have my back against the wall, being consistent, and to keep going no matter what, even though, yes, I was about to give up. I was about to give up on a lot of stuff. It took me having my back against the wall and just being consistent. And I stayed consistent. Because in 24 hours things changed, and that was from a Sunday to Monday. And I feel like I just kept affirming nonstop for the rest of that week. And when the doctors came in and we're telling them, what's going on, they are literally, I'm watching their body language. They don't even know how to respond because they've never experienced a patient who was doing what this patient was doing. They didn't even know how to respond to them. They didn't have any answers. And they even stated that they had never seen this outcome before. And I told that family member, you're a miracle, and they don't know how to work with that. They don't know how to respond to that because you're a miracle and they've never experienced this before. So they can't really give you good information because you're something they've never dealt with before. So I I wanted to share this story with you all just because I know there are some of you that are in positions where your back is against the wall and you may feel like you're ready to give up. You may feel like you're ready to quit. Your 3D reality may look like shit. Okay? It may have you feeling like shit. It may be the total opposite of what you have been affirming for. But allow me to tell you to keep going. That is the motivation for today, for the rest of this week, and honestly, just for the rest of this year. Like, keep going no matter what. No matter what, you keep going and you keep doing what you know to do. Because if you are on this video, if you have found me, then you understand the law of assumption, whether you feel like you are new to it or you've been knowing about it, whatever. You know that you are a conscious creator and you know that your thoughts create your reality, and your dominant thoughts is what shows up in your physical reality, what you persist in, what you continually tell yourself, what you can decide on with conviction and nothing else. That is what appears physically and materializes for you to engage with. So no matter what it is, keep going. If you're feeling sorry for yourself, if you're feeling like you have no more hope left in you, allow this to motivate you, because I felt that way. And I sit here and make videos and tell y'all about this stuff, and I was about to not do the stuff that I know to do, that I tell you all to do, right? But it took my friends to snap me out of it, get me back on track, and it just hasn't changed since then. You know what I mean? So you can absolutely change your circumstances. You can change what you are experiencing. You can change how you feel. I can tell you, I haven't fully cried since then. I've had a few tears, but I haven't fully cried, the way that I was crying, because I was crying like there was an end. Now I know that there's no end, and we only have so much more left. You know what I mean? And you can do it too. Just don't give up. All right. There's no giving up. Remind yourself who you are. Remind yourself of everything that you know. If you have the manifestation ebook, that's free. Just go back to it, read over it, go through that information, go through that, find videos to reassure you if you need that. If you feel like you're somebody who needs their hand held, you need a little bit of coaching, you need accountability, then definitely sign up for the consistency workshop, because that's why I created it, to hold you accountable, to get you in the position to show up for yourself every single day. Do you have to do that to manifest a single thing? No. You don't need a consistency workshop. You don't need videos. You don't need an ebook. You don't need coaching. You don't need any of that stuff. But sometimes it can help to keep you going. It can help to keep you motivated. And I say it all the time, is the training wheels on a bicycle that help you to build that momentum, so that way you can do it on your own without it. So if you feel like consistency is a thing for you and it's hard for you to show up for yourself, definitely check it out. Definitely give it a try. The link is in the description below. If you have any questions about anything, just leave them down for me and I will answer them. I'm going to get back to comments because I wasn't even looking at comments. Like, y'all, I shut off the entire world to focus. And sometimes that's just what you have to do. That is just what you have to do. And I said so much in this video, but it's like, yes, I showed up for myself. I affirmed nonstop, listened to my affirmations to change what I was experiencing, to change what I was viewing. And then there are other things where I needed, it's so random, but I'm just going to throw it in this video anyway. I needed an inspection sticker for my car, and I normally have to pay like $125, $150 for this sticker. And I did not want to pay that much. I was like, I'm tired of paying people for a piece of paper. I'm tired of spending 125 to 150. I'm going to spend $50. I said, I'm going to pay $50. And I made a post on Facebook, and I had somebody responding like, hey, I can get you in my purse and it's $100. And I was like, that's cool, but I don't want to pay that. I want to pay 50. And it's not that I was even affirming, I'm going to pay $50. I'm going to pay $50. I just decided I'm paying $50. And somebody else commented and they were like, hey, my guy can get you. He can do it for you. And it's $60. And I was like, you know what? That's close enough for me. I was totally fine with it because 60 is nowhere near 125 to 150. So I took the 60. I was like, that's fine. Was it exactly what I was deciding on? No. Could I have gotten exactly what I decided on? Yes. But I went ahead and went with the 60 because it was $10 and I wasn't really pressed about the $10. I was just pressed about having to pay 100 something plus dollars. So you can decide and it happens. And that happened within the same day, within hours. Like, that was it because I just decided on what I was going to do. But then there are other situations that you may be faced with that just deciding doesn't feel good enough. Deciding is not enough for you. And I'm not saying that to limit you, but sometimes you're going to know. You will know if deciding is enough or not. And if it's not, there's nothing wrong with continuing to affirm. Just continue to affirm because you're affirming, your affirmations are just you thinking. And if you're thinking thoughts all day anyway, then your thoughts should only be aligned with what you want. All right. So if you have any questions or comments for me, please leave them down below. If you are interested in any type of assistance, guidance with your manifestations, then I do offer phone and email coaching. I also have a YouTube membership. For this month, we are doing a delusional challenge, and I'm actually participating in this delusional challenge. So we have a members only Discord server, and I will be posting updates in there. So if you're interested in doing a challenge with a group, you're more than welcome to join. You can join the Creative Circle tier or the group coaching tier. The group coaching tier just gets more personalized of an experience, but either one is fine. Other than that, if you watch this video until the end, I appreciate you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video.